So, this is an exciting video to be going for now. For those that don't know, I'm going for the 105 mile run at the Yanes. And something I wanted to do last year was to kind of get questions to answer, and I wanted them to all be from people rather than ones that I wanted to formulate myself. And now, through the help of a lovely lady named Sim that I've met over the past few months through the Trails Plus community, it's kind of come to fruition, and I really love her charisma, her enthusiasm, her passion, and her drive for the Trails Plus community and the trails in general, or even just mental health in general as it is. And I think it's an amazing thing to be part of, and it's moments like this that will bring me to an answer for some of the questions that have been put forward. Pardon me. So, that being said, I think there's going to be a couple of videos for this 105 mile run. I'm going to be making one as I go through my own kind of perspective and everything, and Sim is also looking to do one for her run and my run as well. So it's as she's named it on here, YT000 YouTube Matt Doco. And I think this is an amazing thing, and bringing it all together is going to be a massive mammoth effort in itself. So that being said, I'm happy to be going through these questions, and I think I'll just have this as one massive video for people to watch and maybe have it separate as well. So I've already got a video showcasing the prep that I've been doing at home and the kind of lead up towards it, and there will be more to come even before I get to the event. So I think it's going to be a really great video, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into it or to be as creative as I can. So there's not going to be any rush for this video. There's only going to be a first time for completing a miler. So when I get through the 100 miles this weekend, there's not going to be a rush to get this video out. So with that being said, I would like to start going through some of these questions that Sim has asked me, and I love that it's all come from someone else rather than ones I formulated myself. So the first question: could you please introduce yourself, e.g. name, age, if you feel comfortable sharing, and the town you live in? So a lot of people know that I live in Traralgon. My name is Matthew Briggs. I am currently 39, and yeah, I guess that's the short answer for that. Traralgon is I would say, medium-sized town in Gippsland where I live. So how long have you been running is the second question. The earliest recollection of my running that I've got would probably be dating back to 2013, maybe 2014, when my journey really started. So I first started running around 2013, so it's been 12 years now, and at the time I was not the figure you see before me. I was around 150 kilos, and there was someone that I was working with named Kieran, and he said how I was quite a big fella, I guess, to put it lightly. And I said, yeah, I am. And he goes, maybe we should go for a run. And there was nothing that really said, no, bugger off, don't. I'm not going for a run. I'm a PC gamer, I don't do stuff like that. So that's kind of when I started running back in 2013. And if you have a look at my parkrun history, I started parkrun in 2014 when Inverloch was the only parkrun near me. So I'm very happy for that. So yeah. How did you get into trail running? So trail running, I guess it dates back all the way to then as well. That's when my first Trails Plus event was as well, all those years ago. And I have a friend named Tony O'Connell, also known as Toc, and he was the event director and regional manager, I guess, or parkrun ambassador for the area, back when it was just Inverloch. And we kind of started with like the Leongatha Fun Run, which was I think it was a 10 kilometre run, and that held my PB for a really long time, which I was pretty happy about. And that was on a rail trail, but it was very soon changed to be my first Trails Plus run, which was a 30 kilometre event back then as well. So it's been a very long time that I've been with Trails Plus, almost nearly as long as I've been running, so minus a couple of years. So that's what got me into trail running. Next question. What does trail running mean to you personally? It's a sense of freedom. So getting out there in the trails, and it's about the only time that I don't run with music unless I'm really struggling. So if you see me listening to music at Trails Plus, it means I'm needing to get out of my head or something like that. I do have a few songs that I'd like to listen to while I'm out on that miler. But there's a sense of freedom and connection getting into trail running. To be able to go and climb a mountain and see the view from above. There's been some very special places that I've been to that was really amazing, and I just loved the sense of how I felt. And to go from someone, when a couple of friends from America came over and we went for like a 1 mile hike down in Tasmania, and I remember saying that I'm not a runner, I'm not a hiker, I don't do this, I play games. And it's weird to be thinking that 1 mile is now turning into over 100 of them that I'm going to be doing this weekend. So yeah, trail running to me is a sense of freedom, and I can't wait to get back to feeling that this weekend. It's like finding the pieces to myself. The big question, why run 100 miles? I think for me, I've always got a thing with 100. So after formerly being 150 kilos, the thought of getting under 100 kilos has always been a goal, and I have hit that before, never really stayed there. And I think it's always a sense of running 100 miles, you're going out there to find pieces of yourself or to learn more about yourself. Like I've hit 100k 3 times before, and I remember the very first one at Yuyen's, the very first 100 kilometre back on the old course. It's the closest I've ever been for a run to be just about the run. Now when you go for a marathon, 5k, stuff like that, sometimes you're competing against other people, you're trying to get those times. And the 100Ks, the experience I had was that it wasn't about that. It was about finding what you can push through. And I remember a friend of mine regaling a story to me about the finish line that I had back for my first marathon back in 2015, so 10 years ago to this date, is that you don't want to be finishing a run like that all the time. And part of me was thinking about it, and it's like, I kind of do. I really want to be able to push myself. And as a video by Billy Yang says, this is another one for why, it's called The Why, and that's about why you run 100 miles. And it goes on, a lot of people will try and preserve their body to be as pristine as it can be for their life, and it never gets used. And is that the goal that people want to have, or do they want to really utilize their body and do the best that they can? And I think that's the future for me. I always want to see what I can do. I always want to be able to push myself, and if I can encourage others and push them as well, then I think that's a wonderful thing to be doing also. Like even talking about this and catching up with a friend the other day, and now we've decided that we are going to be running 100 kilometers at the Yanes next year. It first started off with two friends catching up, and we've ran our first. I've ran with her for her first marathon, and also the old 50k that used to be at the Yanes. We've ran both of those together. And there was a time we were supposed to run around 70k's, I believe it was. And at the time I was in a relationship with someone, and sadly that run fell by the wayside, and I feel bad and guilty about that. I don't regret being in a relationship, even though it's ended now. But missing the time that I had with friends to really help them and to get them through things is something that was really part of me. So I've kind of sidestepped away from run 100 miles, but that's kind of where it's just gone. It's a wonderful journey. You get to find so much about yourself, and I found out a lot during my 100k. And even going back in recent weeks to watch my 100k video, it's given me some things to really contemplate about going into this weekend's 100 miles. And with all the belief in the world, I do think that this really will be the one, right down to the point where my race bib says this will be the one. So I'm looking forward to that. Next question. Is Yanes your first attempt at 100 miles? No. So, back during COVID, I was training for 100 miles, and due to the lockdowns, Trails Plus events and all other ones couldn't be held, unfortunately. So I had put in a lot of training for that. So I attempted running loops of Traralgon all on pavement, and that was hard. I hit 100 kilometers and my knees were just starting to be really problematic, and then I changed shoes, and then that was that. I thought, well, there's no time constraint, maybe I can go to bed and relax and recover for a bit and then keep going. And after I woke up, I tried moving around and my legs just were not working, they got worse. So I called it there after hitting 100k's, and that's my fastest time for 100k's now. It was like 16 hours or something. So I really could have done it. So yeah, I've had 2 attempts at the Yanes now. The first year that I attempted it was a year where I was proposing to my now ex-fiance. She did say yes, and it was the happiest time that I had at the time. Like, I felt so good to have gone for an impossible feat of strength like 100 miles to also being engaged. And I had my dear friend Kat Leonard, who is coming again this year for the 100 miles, and she will regale the story of me thinking the trees were on fire, but that was just the little orange Trails Plus signs that were in the trees. So I think there's going to be a lot of stories to be shared with this one. And then last year was my latest attempt, and although I ran further than the year previously, a lot of things were going through my mind, and I remember telling someone, whatever you do, do not let me stop, don't let me quit, just let me keep going. And I finished 3 laps and my mind wasn't there, running around the places where I proposed to someone that is now my ex-fiance. Was devastating for me. I really didn't like it, but 1 year forward, I'm in a completely different mindset now, and the amount of growth that I've had in this past year since the 2024 Yanes has been phenomenal. I really don't think I could be in a better spot, and especially since I haven't had a dedicated training program for this. I've just been living for what I wanted to do this past year, and that's kind of like why I've wanted to do 100 miles again. So that sidesteps back to the previous question of why run 100 miles, and it's because I want to run for me. It's as simple as that. So this will be my third attempt at the Jens. So what's the longest race you've completed up to now? So I've completed 4 100-kilometer events to be going for this. So 100 kilometers isn't going to faze me. Even a few weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago now, I had decided on the Thursday that I was going to run the 105 miles. There was a lot of heart and soul that was put into that to go for this run. So that's what I've kind of been doing. I just realised I haven't had my music going. I'm going to get that going. Hopefully it's not too loud. I wanted some background noise for this, I guess. Or maybe I shouldn't have any. Well, it's in there now. So Final Fantasy X piano melodies. So yeah, I've ran a fair few 100-kilometer events. And yeah, going back to the 62-kilometer run. No, sorry, I missed a bit. So the Thursday, where I decided to run the 100 miles, I decided, well, I'm going to need a nice good long run, even though every week since April I've been running at least a 42k run. So I've had a lot of really long runs, from the Woodlands run where I was the sweeper, where I first met Sim, to also the Maroondah Dam 50k. I was also the sweeper there, and sweeper at, was that all of them? I think that's all the ones I've swept for. Brain fog, it's been a long day. So I've been a sweeper for a fair few events at Trails Plus this year, and I've really loved it. So I've gotten a lot of really good time on feet for that. So next question, what are your goals for the race? E.g. time goal, lap goal, just to finish. So on a technicality term, to complete the 105 miles in the cutoff time of 32 hours, that means each loop has to be completed in under 4 hours. I think if I can comfortably sit around 3 hours per loop, I would be very happy with that, especially in the first few laps, just so I can bank a little bit of time. But above all, not giving up. Just keep on keeping on, as Sophie has said, and that's made it into my poem. I'll share that at the end of this video. So I just want to get through it. I want to share the trails and the adventures with everyone, and to just have fun out there and really just live. It's all about living. So what is going to be the toughest challenge for you on course? I think the toughest challenge is going to be not becoming over analytical and logical. Last year, I probably wasn't in a good space last year, and stopping and getting upset because of ex-fiance and all that. I lost so much time. So when I hit the halfway mark and I was over 16 hours, I was like, well, I have to try and run the last 4 laps in a quicker time than the first 4. When in hindsight, there's a lot that can happen at 100 miles, and you've got so much time, especially at the halfway point where you can catch up, you can slow down. There's a lot that can happen. So I think that's going to be the hardest part, and probably the biggest part that I want people to snap me out of if they can, and to just keep on keeping on. That's my latest motto. Thank you, Sophie, for that. What part of the race are you most looking forward to? The times in between loops, the times with my friends, the times getting up to the top of Flinders and realising that's one less climb that I have to do, or even stockyards. I'm visualising some moments where I'm going to be struggling and I'm going to be so thankful to have my friends there, even if it's just a hey, how you going, or making sure that I'm eating and drinking and all that. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to crossing that finish line on the 8th time and to be there with everyone and all my friends and all the support that I've had. There's been so much that has changed over the past few years, and I think I've really gotten back to who I should be and who I want to be. So I think, like Billy Yang said in his movie, 100 miles needs to be shared with your friends and your family, and that's what this year is going to bring. With that alone, I think that's going to be the reason why I'm going to finish this year. So, what part of the race are you least looking forward to? There's nothing that's really stood out to what I am least looking forward to, I guess. So, I'm looking forward to being there. And in a way, I'm not looking forward to it being over. I know from previous events, once I've conquered my biggest goals, I do know I go into a bit of a slump, and I've already told my manager at work this. So I have put in so much in place for after this run and for what I want to do. But I'm looking forward to getting through those laps. I'm not looking forward to the possibility of failure. That's probably the biggest thing. And I know my mind will deteriorate at parts as I'm getting tired, and same with that of my support crew. Like, they're out there just as long as I am. So it's a massive part that they're taking on board as well. So I'm truly grateful for all of those. Apart from that, maybe getting sick of peanut butter and honey sandwiches, but I've got so much food with me this year that I think it's going to be okay. Okay, next question. Do you have anything special you do on race day to prepare? Any rituals or special bits of clothing you wear, like a favourite pair of shorts or socks, etc.? Trails Plus, pardon me, as long as I'm wearing Trails Plus gear, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I would like to wear some of my new apparel. I'm also looking forward to the new Yu Yang shirt that is so me. It's got the eagle on it, and I've got one on my back. I've got another new tattoo that resembles some happy moments. So there's no rituals. I've already been doing them, watching my favourite videos that are to do with long distance running. So they're my rituals. And I think just getting up there and seeing the top of the mountain, giving Brett a big hug, that's probably going to be my ritual. Seeing Robin. I could maybe find some funky socks, but I'm not going to go too crazy. That's about it for there. Who are the members of your crew? Pacers? So, Sim is there, the lovely lady that I've met. Sophie, my remedial therapist, she's going to be there as well. So in between loops, when she arrives, she's going to help assess my legs. And as she said today, during today's massage, it is it's not necessarily about necessarily needing leg stuff done to my legs. If I need it, I need it, or if I want to just keep going, I keep going. There's no pressure. She's still going to be there for cheering and support. Mark, I ran with Mark a few weeks ago for his first marathon, so him and his wife Mary are going to be there. And we've been friends for a long time through a former gym that we used to go to. So it's going to be really great to see him there. And at this stage, he's my only pacer. I'm only going to be asking him to do one loop. As me being me, I'll worry about him. He's only just finished his first marathon, and I don't think I would have it in me to ask him to run 2 loops with me, even if I am walking the whole loop. I care about the safety of my crew just as much, if not more so, than the safety of myself. So that's probably going to be a hard part as well, because I want to make sure that they're okay, even though they're all there to support me. So yeah, Sim, Sophie, Mark, Mary, Kat Leonard, dear friend of mine, she is going to be there as well for the second time going for 100 miles, so I really thank her for that. She's going to be there for moral support, and she's told me about some glow-in-the-dark signs that she's making for the nighttime segment of the run, and I think that's going to be really special. She might be able to join me for a climb, but she's got Achilles problems at the moment. So they're my main support for on the day. Dad's going to be there somewhere as well. I think he's going to be going in between the 2 aid stations with his car or whatever. So I think that'll be good. I'm sure he'll be doing some filming and videography as well, and some photos during his time there. I don't think he's staying for the whole event, but I think some of it is still good. Yeah, they're the main support. I've also got support from the Traralgon Relaxation Recovery Centre where Sophie is from. So Wendy has reached out to me and said, "Oh, do you want to take the compression boots so I can wear them the day before and just like get the legs into a good spot, and also to have them for recovery for after it." I think that's going to be amazing. ASN, they've supported me as well. This is a massive shaker. I really love it. But it means the world to me to have the support that I've got, and ASN gave me a whole heap of supplements that I've been taking every day to kind of keep on top of my health, my nutrition and everything. So it means a lot to me for them to have done that. They're such a beautiful, amazing people, and even people at the gym, they're so supportive. And I can't wait to come back to say that I've finally done it. So this time next week, I will have completed my 105 miles. I really believe it is the year. The last question on this list: is there anything else you'd like to share? I will share my poem. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything else I can think of to share. I can see Sim has been messaging me in the background here, and might have a quick look to see if there's any other questions she's asking me. It does not look like there's any other footage. I'm kind of skimming through at the moment. Sorry, Sim, you've sent a lot of messages, but that's okay. Yeah. Yeah. She's just got a lot of support and feedback, so thank you for that. I will read these messages properly. There's no outstanding questions that I can put into this video. So 29 minutes 50 of doing these questions. So with that, I'm going to leave you with a poem that I made for this run. I've been rather poetic lately, and I think I've been enjoying it. So, with that being said, let's have a look into this video. So, this is called Climbing That Mountain. I've been here before. The stairs, the hairpin turns, the cold winds. I've been here before. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 times we climbed this mountain. But this time we need to do more. Pushing on when you're not sure why. Pushing on, trying to get away from your past self. Pushing on, we keep on keeping on. This climb isn't easy. This run isn't easy. But you didn't sign up once, twice, 3 times more to not keep going until you get it done. You know what to do when your body wants to stop. You know what to do when your mind is giving up. You know what to do when that red light seems so far. You keep on keeping on. Climbing that mountain, you keep on going, reaching out for that red light in the night sky, only to find you need to go out again. You've had joy, sorrow, grief, pain, heartbreak, and stories galore. You've survived them all. You know you can keep going. Through the paths we go, up and down, round the bends, through the trees, and over the rocks, and climb that mountain we go. As we don't give up, we keep on keeping on. We stay strong because we've got this. And with that, thank you all for watching. If this is in the 105-mile video, then this is going to be a very long video, with this being just 31 minutes as it is. So thank you all. I will probably just have this as one big video for everyone to watch. I really do think this is going to be a great year for the 105 miles, and there's no reason why I can't do it. You don't need to be doing 100k plus runs to be doing a 100-mile thing. It's all a lot of mentality, a lot of strength, but my strength is there. I just need to focus, breathe, relax, and keep moving. So thank you all again. Thank you to the other camera that's sitting there as well. And I'll see you again next time. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.